Let's talk about Stellium, kind of your role in all this.
Yeah, Stellium was a idea that birthed out of necessity a little bit. We were at a point in our career where I was looking at maybe starting a handling firm, litigating a lot more, doing a lot more mass torts, and so we're going to rebrand the firm. Well, about midway through, we had some reorganizations in some of the companies. We had our index center kind of getting reorged, our marketing company. We were trying to decide who we were going to be when we grew up. It's one of the growing lessons when you're talking to Wall Street. You're talking to them as a lawyer, but if you're different, I run very differently in my operations and how my P&Ls look and all that. And I started realizing when you have a marketing company within your firm, when you have your tech company within your firm, you look very different than all the other deals they've looked at. So we were kind of deconstructing that and really reconsidering how we organized. Going back to, let's give them the standards that they expect in Wall Street, if that's who we're talking to. And so we were in the middle of that, and I was talking to this guy. So we sat down, and ironically, small world. He was roommates with a guy from, I won't name their name, but one of the competing firms that also raises a lot of money with finance. They sold a company that invested in portfolios and stuff like that to a public company. You probably know their names. But he was roommates with them, and he was like, I was telling this whole story of what we wanted to do. And I said, listen, we've got the firm. I know we just hired you to brand something, so we gave you a lot of money. And I was like, but we have these multiple companies. And it's like, I don't feel like setting core values for Johnson Firm is going to really that's not really where we're going. I was like, is it crazy to invest in a vision before you have a company? Right. And he was like, listen, does anyone do it? He's like, maybe 1 in 1,000, 1 in 100. He's like, but do I think it's the way to go? He's like, yes. He's like, he gave me the jobs analogy, the why first, and then we don't sell parts and ports, and how do we do it? We make them cheaply, and why do we do it? To make money or whatever. It's like, well, why do we do things? We want the world to be seamlessly infused with technology and to make humanity better by, integrating life with tech. And what do we do? Beautiful products and that kind of thing. And then
usually when you say that stuff and you're not Steve Jobs, people kind of stand up and walk out.
Well, I get that. Not when you're paying them. No.
There you go.
Yeah, lawyers tend to look at me like I'm crazy, and they probably are listening to me like I'm crazy now. But so we decided to say, all right, you know what? Let's do something crazy. And we sat down, we went to dinner, we hit pause on the whole thing and said, let's just go eat a nice meal, have some talks. And so we started talking about it, and he was like, he made the analogy. He goes, all right, so it kind of feels like if we were a solar system, which of course I like the idea of space anyways. He goes, it seems like if John's firm was the Earth, right? It's rotating, revolving around the sun. He's like, really what we need to find is that source of heat, the sun itself. So no one lives there. No one's walking around, none of the business is there, but everything is orbiting, right? And so if you have a collection of companies that doesn't have a sun, you can't find that vision. You can't all align. You can't make those micro decisions with core values and everything together. And so it's like, how about we define that sun? And then we come back and we look at what companies are sitting here, like the tech company, the marketing company, the law firm. I was like, all right, I love that idea. I was like, let's do that. And so that's kind of where Stellium was born. It was like this idea that the future of legal is changing. The future of legal is in desperate need of leadership when it comes to technology, business, processes, disruption. And our goal of Stellium is to not just do that and be that ourselves, but to find strategic alliances, entities that all resonate with us so that we can kind of be part of that change and lead in that change. Because otherwise, if we don't find that group of people, then we're just gonna be sitting around waiting for Wall Street to find them. And that's inherently opposite to what we do. Do you want the guys investing in all the corporations and the pharmaceutical companies running point on how we're going to change our industry? Because that's what happens if we all don't, drop our egos, make some friends, and actually do something about it.